Liquid, though.
Yeah.
I think Slark has kind of proven its futility in the current meta. And Anti-Mage, I think they have a much clearer win condition for Liquid. And despite the Coddle giving the Medusa mana, Anti-Mage burns it real fast. And most notably, I think the last time we saw Anti-Mage be really prevalent in the meta was when it was a Grimstroke glitch meta, where you threw the Frost Armor and the Inkswell on the Anti-Mage, and he just blinked on people. And he was able to participate in the game much earlier than you would normally think an Anti-Mage could. I do think his lane should be pretty good here against the Tusk Pango, but probably not going to be nearly as free farm as that Slark last game. And I am deeply concerned for Boxy bottom, just against this Monkey King. One of the best... Oh, well, maybe not the best start for
Nisha may just be giving up the first blood here. Who's he going to give it to? It's going to be Koifa. Lands the first blood, and they do manage to get both of the bounty runes as well. So
somehow they still have the net worth lead on Secret.
Wait, did they not get all the bounty runes? Secret.
Secret got three
of them.
Secret
got three. Never mind.
Okay. So it is officially determined that getting 292 gold for First Blood is not worth losing a bounty rune.
Would you trade, though, that gold being accumulated
on one hero?
Person?
Yeah, it's probably worth it, honestly. He gets 3 denies on Koikfa on the first wave. That's a pretty big deal. 3 out of 4 denies. Yeah, it is pushing into his tower now, but he's going to have a significant level advantage, at least early on. His momentum on Koikfa, really important in this game. It felt like last game they lost steam pretty quickly, even though he did win the mid lane. And I think the mobility of Anti-Mage was much more reliable for hitting heroes like Coddle. The Anti-Mages, the Rickies, the heroes that can blink on top of him. Slark, yeah, he has Pounce, but it just isn't the same level of potency against a hero like Coddle. And forced to level his blink against the Tusk because of that scary tag team early.
That is a very high amount of damage. Taiga started off, nice deny from Puppy. So Taiga started off trying to do some creep pulling shenanigans. Secret knew that was going to happen because they even kept their courier at the tier 2. And he did manage to get the pull onto the range creep, which he then got to deny. It's the little things that a good fine position does to win the lane. And we'll see what Insania does to try and win this lane for the Anti-Mage of Pango Tusk. That's a dangerous combination.
Yeah, I think Rubik's going to have to rotate here somewhat early.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I said Anti-Mage is going to have a decent lane, but I guess I underestimated how powerful the tag team is compared to the Inkswell of Grimstroke, who hasn't even leveled it yet.
Pango
He's
versus
just getting
AM.
heavily pressured. And Pangolin free farm is scary. But
yeah. I think in a vacuum, like one-on-one, AM definitely beats Pango because his burning away his mana is so bad.
For Pango,
but
disarm top, he has to blink away. He's already used all of his mana on Anti-Mage for blinking, and I don't know what he's supposed to do now. They salve. He doesn't have a salve. He doesn't have clarities. The courier has. That's Insania's courier. He has no items coming out either.
Yeah, this is real rough.
He has a Mango bot that's at his base, but courier has to walk all the way back. I'm concerned for his future.
Yeah, he's out of mana now on the Anti-Mage, so they could go on him at any point in time, and he may not be able to walk it off all that damage.
He has no blink, and he gets gone on top. Should be going down potentially if they get a disarm, which they do. Oh, but the Stroke of Fate, just enough slow. Either way, Mikke is not happy here. 14-3 on the Pangolier, 8-0 on the Anti-Mage. And Pangolier, you know, sometimes the safe lane loses, right? That's okay. Yeah. Pangolier is not meant to win, as he does miss the swash. Barely not enough mana to blink, and Zai, a little off the mark there, but nonetheless, still no salve. Maybe it's even better they didn't kill him.
Yeah, I was about to say, at some point, don't you just want to die if you're the AM? Like, get me out of this lane. Let me reset.
That's pretty much every pub I ever pick a greedy carry. Usually it's my support's fault, but this time around I think it's just the fact that this Tusk Pangolier matches up very well against the Anti-Mage in lane.
Yeah.
Does get salved up. I think that was his own, but he's going to be spending a lot of gold on regen, and this is not the start you want, because even though Medusa did lose the early levels in the mid lane and Death Prophet has a lot of denies, he's still farming just fine on Matama Man. And that's kind of like the pace of the game we're trying to match, is the Medusa probably going to go for that Manta plus potentially Rapier, But if not, then the anti-mage needs to get those 2 or 3 items by the time Medusa is participating in the game.
Double damage. That will help Koifa assert more dominance on those denies, as he's got 10 of them.
Yapzor
but
left
he's
top.
got to be careful because Yapzor is here, and he did successfully scan him.
Wow.
He pinged it earlier, and now he scans it too.
I think this is relatively telegraphed because of the fact that they were owning top on Secret. So if I'm Mickey, I'm like, why is there just no Tusk hitting me anymore?
Yeah, I feel like Pango's one of those heroes, this matchup, especially against AM. If you're stronger, if your duo is stronger than them, you can punish the AM because you get to right-click them freely, maybe you get a disarm, all those sorts of things. But once you're left alone, the lane can change. So I'm glad that Yapzor gave up on that adventure in mid lane and came back to top.
Yeah, it's almost more obvious when you're losing the lane that the opponent is rotating. Because,
why wouldn't they keep up the pressure?
Yeah, exactly. If you're owning him, you're like, I guess he could be jungling. He could just be out of here ganking bottom or something. But
yeah, very rarely people are like, man, I'm winning this lane too hard.
See ya.
Let me move around some.
Yeah, a bit of an odd rotation from Yapzor. That's a lot of pressure that I guess he's trying to alleviate the catapult pressure from Koikva, who does hit level 6. But Tummelman, not even quite level 5 yet, so full level advantage. With 12 denies on the Death Prophet, pops the ultimate immediately, does forward as well. And Rubik's here with the lift if he needs it. 2 points in Fade Bolt. They should just burst him.
Yeah, where's hell Yapzor? He's going to show up now, but it's a bit too late. The exorcism right on top, and the snowball's going to come in, and they will manage to kill Taiga as a trade out here. But Koifa killing the enemy mid and pushing this lane into a point. The Siege Wagon can now hit that tower.
Well played by Koikva so far, and even though Taiga maybe didn't need to die there, I think they're completely happy with the results of this. But that is the first ultimate, and nonetheless, it may seem like a really good movement that I just said, but that's a DP ult, that's a catapult, you're winning the mid lane, and that tower took 300 damage. Zai does rotate because without the Tusk, he's pretty weak. You said in a vacuum, Pangolier very weak versus the Anti-Mage. So the price of what happened mid, as we see Boxy get initiated onto bottom as he's trying to creep cut.
And he's
Monkey
cut
King,
off by Yapzor.
One of the best carries for this, yeah. You just, okay. I guess he didn't expect Yapzor to be there. But the price of the mid lane defense from Secret is that they're giving a lot of space to Mickey. So it just goes to show how much emphasis all these top-tier teams put on defending that mid-tier one as Pangolier gets initiated onto top. And Zai will go down. Nice silence. I think that's an ability you don't always level on Grimstroke. But against Pangolier, I really like the 1 point.
Yeah, for sure. Does mean Nisha is still free farming as well. In fact, he's second in net worth ahead of all the other cores. It's only Death Prophet who is sitting there at the top.
Phase boots complete on Death Prophet. Going for the full wand. Yule's queued up, then BKB. And Anti-Mage, Shocker going for the Treads Battle Fury with double Wraith. Pangolier has the components of a Vlad's. Very standard item builds so far.
Zai, nice reaction there. Able to jump away before Phantom's Embrace was cast on him.
I'd almost want to watch this game back and ask Yapzor, do you wish you hadn't rotated mid as early as you did?
Yeah.
You know, I think defending the catapult was really good, but earlier on, I think he could have kept the pressure on Mickey just a tad longer, because now Zai is really paying the price. Barely, or almost level 5, while the Anti-Mage is almost level 7 in a lane that looked very ugly for Anti-Mage.
Well, if Secret win and if Yapzor is the post-game interview, then maybe the panel will ask for
I can't ask him. I'm over here.
Yeah, but we've had some great post-game interviews here at ESL One. We have bottom lane. We're going to fight, toss up in the air into the stomp. But at the same time, Snowball should be able to bail him out with a boundless strike. But here comes Koifa. He's pushed a little bit farther away, and Boxy's a bit low. Now the Medusa's here to look to finish him off. Couple more shots, and he will manage to get that kill. Traded out, though, is Yapzor, and Koifa's going to try and use the rest of this exorcism to take down that bottom tower.
I like this rotation a lot. Medusa is a hero that's hard to push into, and not only that, but she doesn't counter-rotate. Yeah, he's there,
but it doesn't feel good.
If that's like an Ember or something from the mid lane, you're like, okay, if they're mid laners, you're careful. Puck, you know, they might coil me. With a Medusa, it's like,
look out for right clicks.
The snake, it might slow me.
Of course, we're mocking it, but Boxy did die to those very right clicks. But yeah, as you said, not the most powerful rotation in the world, and you can see it from the fact they couldn't even defend that bottom
I'm not
tower.
making fun of Tummelman for being there, but it is the smart move from Koikfa to choose to rotate against a hero that doesn't want to rotate. So even though he's there and they get the kill, Medusa has no desire to be doing that, even though he feels like he has to make sure he's
perched up on
not
the tree.
AFK in this game.
He jumps down onto Taiga. Nisha hits him with a boundless strike. Puppey ready to go with a blinding light to maybe push somebody away. Might need it against Koifa. Spirit Siphon, but Koifa just runs away. Now on the other side, Insania is looping in, and he actually just found the ward. Can he actually kill the ward before he dies? That's what he's hoping for right now. And
nice value.
He does get it. You should have known better. You should have denied that ward.
The ward is worth 138. His life is worth 179. You know, at the end of the day, as a support, your life is worth about the same amount as a ward.
Yeah, you know, there are limited number of wards in the game, BSJ.
But he has unlimited amount of respawns.
Unlimited lives. Worth. 10-minute outpost taken by Zai, quickly retaken by Boxy as they try and assert control for the bounty runes. It will be a 1-1 split unless Zai dives in deep, but no.
I was a bit scared for Liquid after watching Anti-Mage get bullied, knowing Centaur's in an unfavorable matchup early. But now they're at a 2K net worth lead. Really coming all from the Death Prophet mid, which, let's remind the people watching, that was a first-round Death Prophet pick. And somehow having such a massive impact just goes to show how powerful she is in the current meta. Quakefoot playing it really well. They are smoked up with Mickey. As I said, the Grimstroke Inkswell, it lets you participate in the game much sooner than you normally would on Anti-Mage. You effectively have a stun on your blank. And let's see what they try to do with it. Monkey King's a juicy target. There he is.
Jumps right on top of him. Will be able to land the stun. Puppey tries to get there with a blinding light, but he's a bit too late. Now the Phantom's Brace is put on the Monkey, meaning he can't jump away, even if he could get the distance away from the AM. Mickey, claims that kill for 200 gold, and now plays bottom lane to
I love that play. How often do you expect to get ganked by an Anti-Mage at 11 minutes into the game? Really well played by Liquid, knowing the capabilities of their heroes. I really like the combination of Anti-Mage with this Grimstroke. Grimstroke just enables so many of these mobility carries with that Inkswell. Heroes that usually lack the stun in order to deal out the damage they need to do. And Anti-Mage being a perfect example of one of those. So Puppey is taking over the Dangerous Farm as... Yeah, Boxy is also in the Dangerous Farm.
In the Dangerous Farm, and it's about to get a whole lot more dangerous. The Snowball coming in, Rolling Thunder to follow it up. He pops the Stampede, and Taiga completes his TP, but he's still Rolling Thunder, so he's able to roll away.
He's just going to try to defend, I think, but he might just have to, walk away. Meanwhile, mid lane is getting pressured. Death Prophet has ult if he wants to pop it, so we're looking for a potential trade situation here. I like the movement by Secret, and I like the counter movement by Liquid. Both teams playing according to script, I would say, except for the Anti-Mage blinking and ganking the Monkey King. But actually just going to dissuade this Death Prophet ultimate almost immediately. Is this okay for Liquid? I guess he has to do this. Like, he's scared of getting ganked by the Tusk, who represents a ton of damage at this stage. And even though it's a first-round Death Prophet, and we talked about it, he has no save. So he does have to be a bit more careful, as Zai does get gone on the top with a Nisha ultimate to counter-initiate.
Oh, he gave the Inkstroke over to Taiga, and he almost managed to swashbuckle onto Zai, but because he missed, Zai kills him back. Now Boxy going to be pounced on by Nisha. The rolling snowball in with a beautiful ice shard.
Punch him.
Block him in, and it's going to be 2 dead. Yeah, I think Koifa expected with so many heroes off map that maybe they were rotating on mid.
They were around mid, and then they immediately doubled back to top, seeing when Quakefoot backed off. So that's just 2 birds with 1 stone there from Team Secret. Just a really good movement by them. And despite being up by 1K, Liquid, no Death Prophet ultimate, and you don't have an Anti-Mage, like, effectively, in terms of participation in the game. So you're fighting 3v5, or maybe 3.5 when Death Prophet's not in peak form. Does have the Yules and the Faded Brooch, so he's a race car. 420 movement speed, blaze it. As they rotate on mid, Secret very aware that Liquid has no tools to fight right now.
Yeah, no exorcism, so just go hit that mid tower.
Anti-Mage is pressuring bottom. Mickey doing a good job. Almost to the Battle Fury. About 1,000 off. So it's going to be, what, like a 15.5-minute Battle Fury? That's not bad. All things considered with the early start. 104 CS. Top 2 net worths going to Liquid, but next 3 all belong to Secret. What's Watama Man going for? He's got a Yasha queuing up the Manta. Will it be a Rapier cap after the Manta?
I feel like the Rapier build is probably really effective in the matchup specifically against AM, and that's what I wanted to talk to you about. How is this matchup now? Because this was a very, very long ago, Dota 1, early Dota 2 days, Medusa versus AM. You would see this counter pick happen quite often. But how is it in the modern era of Dota 2?
Well, what a lot of people don't understand is, yeah, you have mana burn on anti-mage, but I think the major advantage is Medusa's usually countered by just never fighting her and out-maneuvering her on the map, because both heroes want to farm, both heroes clear creeps, but anti-mage moves around faster. So I think it's going to be on Liquid to look for these pickoffs. While we do see Insania getting picked off, gets punched up in the air, Zai takes the last hit. He is feeling okay as an off-lane Pango this game, despite having a rough 4 to 10 minute mark. Has the full Vlads, has a bottle, but I think Anti-Mage is still favored. But if Secret is allowed to barrel down lanes, Medusa doesn't care that Anti-Mage exists in this game. Blinding Light behind, the Tusk behind, so much physical damage to threaten the Anti-Mage from feeling really safe at any point, even if he has a BKB, because there's stuns from Fog, there's physical damage from Tusk, even the Pangolier offers a lot of physical damage. So it really does boil down to Liquid separating the map and basically taking advantageous fights in terms of numbers and resources, as we see Secret doing just that on the bottom tower. Really doing a fantastic job of forcing Anti-Mage out of bottom and knowing that's where he wants to play, and then knowing they don't want to fight still, and just taking a free tower on heroes that don't generally take towers. You have a Monkey King, you have a Medusa.
And they just keep on picking up these
here we go
supports
again.
too. The Ice Shard is going to make sure that Insania cannot retreat. Rolling out and out. Zai, dominating streak for him, as you said. Feeling pretty good about his game, even if his lane started getting a little bit tough. He's just played off map, killed some supports, and slowly but surely, just through not dying, has accumulated a decent amount of farm.
When I watch Secret, most of their decisions make a lot of sense when you think about what the opponent doesn't want you to do right now. I don't think any of their heroes in a standard game, when you have Monkey King and Medusa, are hitting towers 15 minutes into the game, right?
Yep.
But I think that just goes to show their knowledge and understanding of professional Dota and just timings and movements. And we see Liquid corresponding with the Blink Dagger on the Centaur. Melee catch, that is a call. Not bad. He does have Will-O-Wisp, so that's a teamfight ultimate down. While Secret looks like they still want to fight. Buyback from the Coddle.
They got the Phantom Trace onto the Pango, but with the buyback coming out from the Coddle, they need to get out. Koipa is going to be Stampede saved here. Gets out. The Exorcism is away. The Will-O-Wisp is actually going to be able to catch him. And Koipa, he pops Yule Scepter with a Spirit Siphon on. Puppy, a stomp goes in. What a hit from Boxy, but it's still not enough. They managed to finish off that Death Prophet. The Inks, well, it's going to do some damage, but Yapsor dodges most of it with the Snowball. He's going to be fine. Executed, though, as Mickey comes in swiftly for a kill on Mana Void. Insania hidden in the trees, but Nisha, he can jump on the trees, spots Insania on the ground, jumps down, takes his life. 3 dead on the side of Liquid. And once again, Secret just seemed to have an answer for Liquid whenever they try and make a move.
It's all about the buyback on the Coddle. TP's to the outpost behind all of them and catches them in what they think they can disengage. They think they have a way out, right, to the east, but it just does not work. Sick Manta Dodge by Matama Man, dishing out the right clicks necessary to finish off the Death Prophet. And as we see, they're fighting 4v5, and even though Medusa doesn't seem like an early game hero, she's quite able to participate at this stage with that first early Manta, and we go for the Roche. You have tag team, you have disarm from...
Oh, this time they are going to be able to fight around this Roshan, but can they actually take it? Boxy's in there. The stun's going to fade away soon. About the strike goes down to take the Roshan and grabs the Aegis. The stun also leads into Insania dying in the back lines as Yapsor helps clean up that kill, and Liquid gone from bad to worse now. Losing that fight gave away most of Roshan, and their attempt at contesting gets even worse, as now Koipa's going to be found by Yapsor. Managed to get an Ice Shards block in, but just enough maneuverability that Koipa was able to get away safely.
Yeah, as you see, if they're allowed to group up on Secret, there's no fight win condition for Liquid. So once this Anti-Mage starts getting these items up, they need to look to play around him for pickoffs and forcing rotations such that what's exactly happening bottom. Maybe Nisha. Taiga, he's in Viz.
Very important kill. He
Get
can lead off with
lift him.
telekinesis,
Oh
but
my god, lift him.
he thought another second or two,
Behind,
maybe
though.
Nisha.
Secret.
They just blinked away. He needs to go for it now. Leads with a Fate Bolt, telekinesis over into Koifa. Now there's blink
They're
in
all
from
behind.
Mickey. They do manage to get this kill, but he has the Aegis now. The rest of the team is Secret is here, and Nisha's actually still alive. Bound the strike? No, he's not able to hit the AM, so instead he turns and nails Koifa for the kill, keeping his Aegis intact.
Like, what a good rotation from Secret. Liquid trying to punish it, don't quite get it, but Secret knows. We TP'd our hero to the dead lane. They're going to try to kill him, because that's what we're supposed to do there. And Zai has the Diffusal Blade. Super good against the Anti-Mage. I think the Anti-Mage Medusa matchup got a bit better for Anti-Mage when they removed the mana burn from the Snake, because Anti-Mage, the best way to deal with him is usually you can't burst him in the mid to late game. He just blinks away, so you just make it so he can't blink. And mana burn being quite a diffusal, like the only way to do that. So Pangolier itemizing a diffusal on an offlane Pango that we haven't seen at all so far in this league on these offlane Pangos. So you can just tell he believes it's very good against the Anti-Mage as well. We see Team Liquid has better odds than we had at the start of the game, but I don't know if that necessarily reflects what's going on at the current moment.
Yeah, it was probably just that 2K net worth lead that they managed to build up early on.
All the 2K viewers thought the 2K net worth lead meant they're at the advantage.
It's 2K! It's a sign! It resonates with me, Brian.
I don't know why. Oh, wait, that's my MMR.
16-7, and Secret seem in full control as they push into the mid-tier 2, but there is still a lingering anti-mage problem that they have yet to fully shut down. Mickey is 2-0-1, 234 CS, as he's just running around cutting creep waves and finding couriers, perhaps? No?
They are itemizing really hard for this Anti-Mage, though. Desolator on the Monkey King. Anti-Mage pretty low armor for an agility carry, only 18, all things considered. You have the Daedalus being built on Medusa, as well as that Diffusal. So the problem with Anti-Mage being the only farmed hero on your team is all of the opponent's items in terms of the cores can just be geared towards you. Even the Medallion Solar Crest being queued up by Yapsor. This is what Anti-Mage struggles with. He's an anti-mage, Cap, not an anti-hitter or something.
Anti-carry?
Yeah, something like that, you know. I don't know where I was going with that, but you know what I mean.
I feel it, Brian. Well, Manta Illusions not going to do the best at split pushing. Liquid. Maybe they can make another move once they have the BKB on Koifa, but for now, it seems, well, a bit ambitious to try and do something here. Maybe they think this is just going to be a pick-off somewhere. As you said, they see Matumba Man, but that's not where they're headed. They're headed for the bottom lane right now, where they're going to show Boxy.
That's really telegraphing a move. Secret knows that if anything happens, it's going to be bottom. As you see, they quickly migrate to the top. They know Liquid's probably smoked up because none of them are showing on the map. And even though you have Aegis, you are perfectly content knowing if they're smoked that that's their only way of really starting the fight on you. And in return, Secret is now going to smoke back. Probably Medusa going to TP to the tier 2, possibly. No, the outpost is taken, so probably the tier 2 after he takes the tier 2.
The courier just floated by. They know they're coming. They're going to lay a ward out immediately to be able to spot Nisha. They get a silence out on him. He removes it. Now the Wukong's command. The Ice Shard's blocking in Taiga, but the Wukong's command, not that great. And now the
leash.
Oh, that's actually going to be a pretty big leash, but as they kill him, Zai's able to get away, but then he latches on a Puppy as well. Nisha was able to run down the tusk. Looks like Insania is going to get out, and Death Prophet just died so quickly there.
He didn't use his ult at all, and meanwhile, Mickey is split pushing mid. They had a brief window where Secret was TPing 2 heroes to the bottom tier 2, but just not able to capitalize in the way they want. Monkey King stud top. Anti-Mage does blink away. He's going to chase, it looks like.
For sure,
Penglier's wrapping around, has the Diffusal. He has to be aware he's going to get pushed, and these type of teams, they don't give up.
No.
He knows he's still top for now. He's looking. That long-range level 15 talent went the opposite way, though. So, wrong guess by Nisha, but the idea's there. Going to probably just clear this creep wave. Boxy farming bottom. Yapsor.
See that one again. We got the weird Wukong's command from the low ground. But it wasn't that. That was the problem, really. It's the fact that they just weren't able to output enough damage. Zai getting stuck right on top of the Death Prophet just made it super easy for Nisha.
He needs that BKB on Death Prophet. It's a serious issue for him right now. And we saw Medusa. He has the data. He just crit anti-mage for like a fourth of his health. That is
scary.
You need a BKB because of all this AoE crap, but then they have so much overwhelming physical damage on the side of Secret that it just feels like one of those situations that you just need too many items on the anti-mage in order to carry this game. Does have the basher, so his kill potential's there. Pangolier bottom. Does go on him. Zai forcing him away. Anytime you're anti-mage and you have to run away from a Panga while you're split pushing, that just does not feel good.
Certainly not.
Reflects the situation of the game, I believe, though.
Yeah, it says he is scared. And Secret, knowing that, able to play a little bit more split up. But as they see a DD rune, that is a good opportunity to try and take a team fight.
Almost BKB on Monkey King. Almost BKB on DP. 100 gold for her. 1,000 for Monkey King. We're going to see a brawl very soon, I believe.
Give Zai the next creep wave or two, and he'll have Blink Dagger.
Insania taking the dead lane farm. Looks like he's going to reflect. Nope. They actually he's ninja'd in the trees here. I like his positioning. Secret making the move, knowing this guy is not allowed to push this wave as a 5 position. Koikva, they spot him. Boxy is also can't block blink cancel.
He does have Stampede, and if he's gonna use it, he needs to use it now. But the Boundless Strike hits him right as he pops it, and he just gets chain stun into the snowball as well as the Walrus Punch.
Nisha waited until he popped that. He didn't want to do it before because then he stampedes away. So really good discipline on holding that stun, following it up with Yapzor.
The BKB is complete on the Death Prophet, though.
Yes,
so
and
that's an
same with
upgrade
Monkey
for
King.
But
they still need this BKB on Anti-Mage and the Abyssal and an AC, I think. I think that would have to be his other item because they just have way too much physical damage.
At that point, if we do get all those items, say we get a 6-slotted Mickey, can he carry this game?
It's all about separating them. He'll be able to do ample amount of damage, but if they're grouped up, if he blinks in, he's actually just going to melt in a matter of seconds. So that's what it boils down to. Can Liquid find that opening? It's tough with heroes like DP because they're meant to be able to just walk at you and fight you. And that just isn't the case this game because you picked the Anti-Mage.
That's where they need the rest
of
Liquid.
And they picked the Dusa. I think maybe Dusa is a conceptual counter to Death Prophet for that exact reason.
Yeah.
Simply because you just don't want to go on the Medusa, and Death Prophet wants to just go. Damn. You learn after a while when 2 Medusas get picked into Death Prophet in a matter of 2 series.
I like the way you put that too, Brian.
Was it elegant?
It was simple enough for me to understand.
Yeah, I try.
She wants
it's
to
pretty
go
tough
and
to
she
go.
no go.
Yeah, it's tough to speak down to your level, but I sometimes manage to pull it off. Secret is smoked up DD on Monkey King. BKB.
Look at Yapzor go with the spider legs. He just crawls up the cliff and finds something. Go up the silence
stun.
with a BKB. Bound the strike into the Wukong's command. Liquid's in trouble. Koifa's got to get out of here with his BKB. He actually executes his Spirit Siphon, so he doesn't have any of those left. Just a couple more, but he keeps on having to run away, and now his BKB fades out. Zai, he's going to try and hit him as soon as Koifa comes back down to earth with help of Matamba Man and Yapzor. They will bring down that big carry. Nisha, though, still battling out with Boxy and Mickey. Mickey's forced out, but Boxy doesn't have the same kind of escape. He's easily caught and captured by Secret. 22-8 as Mickey
keeps cutting the creep wave so that career.
Desperation and a lot of split pushing. That's what Mickey's running on right now.
This is the only play he has, but the problem is all game when he's been doing this, himself as well as Liquid has not been able to capitalize. If Koik was some other mobile hero, this is much easier, but Yapzor, oh my god.
Does it again. He just crawls up the cliff right at Insania, punches them in the face, and now they've lured Mickey into a potentially bad fight. He's going to go for the kill on Yapzor, and now he's out of mana thanks to Zai. And Yapzor survives through it all. Meanwhile, somewhere in the mid lane,
Medusa, he's on his own little world here, has the BKB. No mana items on him. I like this a lot. You don't go for the Scotties or anything like that. You just go straight for the damage after the Manta, which is like that luxury survivability item. As Rubik just has a bunch of random spells tossed at him from a distance. Nobody even was in hitting range of him there. I think half of it was just Medusa right-clicking the tower and split-shotting him. What now? As I said, you cannot fight into them when with Anti-Mage when they are grouped up, and they are, I'd say they're pretty grouped up right now.
Maintaining a constant 5-man. Very loose pentagon.
Pentagon formation?
Mm-hmm. Nobody
see.
close enough that you can get hit by a two-man stomp.
Roche is up, it just spawned and they see it.
All right, so take a mid lane of barracks, back up, do Roshan.
Do you think they should make couriers not give vision?
I'd be down with that.
Because I think, what if somehow the vision didn't work in the Roche pit? I just think it's a problem that you have 5 couriers to scout Roche with.
What if no kind of vision worked inside Roshan? Rocket Flare, Ancient Apparition, Ice Blast.
That would be a hot take.
That would be juicy. Well, that is going to be free Aegis and Cheese for Team Secret. Level 20s being picked up. 2.5 Stone Gaze duration for the Medusa. Nisha doesn't quite have his, but...
Such a long spell. Now, with 8.5 seconds, the movement speed granted to her is pretty insane. It's been buffed a bajillion times. I think it was given at like 20, then 30, then 40, then 50. They're just like, okay, now this is enough. As we see bottom lane, Rubik gets about one-shotted. Oh, they let him go. The real prize is Centaur, it appears. They thought Rubik was going to die.
They want his head. They want to mount it on their wall, and Team Secret should have it here. Boxy stuns, has his blink up, but he has no mana to work with. He's going to have to wait for that to regenerate, and Yapzor,
Yikes.
Detective Yapzor is on the case. He
Spider
found
legs.
out Boxy.
Spider legs.
He's going to be able to chase him down. All right, back to that mid lane. Let's go. You already got a buyback out of Insania, and Boxy doesn't
Medusa
have
was
one.
forced to BKB, but seems like a small price to pay. He did get his mana burn, but guess what? Here you go, says Caudle. Puppy helping out his boy. Has the Blinding Light, the Glimmer Cape, the Ghost Scepter. All types of ways of saving himself as well as the Medusa. Heroes like Anti-Mage, man, fighting into Medusa. This seems broken, this Caudle-Medusa combo.
Yeah.
I don't really know how you ever go on her.
I mean,
at
if
all.
Caudle ever gets level 20, 620 mana given to a Medusa.
That's like half his mana pool just restored on the low cooldown. There it is. That's effectively like, I think that 300 mana is effectively healing him for like 800 health. It's pretty insane.
Nukes after nukes. They keep on throwing damage out at Matumbaman, trying to get him low enough that they can take away that Aegis for free, and that's where Boxy's going to come in, try and go with Stampede Inks. Well, they will manage to take it, but now they've committed to a team fight. They may not be able to win. Mickey is able to blink back out, and Boxy did manage to retreat there. The jump forward actually broke the trees. Nisha is stunned here on the side, but they can't focus him down. They're a little bit scared of approaching, especially underneath that Will-O-Wisp, but they do manage to get on top. Oh my God! That was 1,000 damage plus coming out from Nisha with that big
level 20
old boundless
talent.
strike, the level 20 talent, making short work of poor old Death Prophet. He gets bludgeoned to death, but he has a second life. Boxy jumping forward, hits the stun on Matumbaman. Mickey wants to be able to commit there and burn out the mana of Matumbaman, and he's quite low as well, but he managed to get off the Stone Gaze long enough. Will he turn him into stone? He's getting some bump, but sadly he pops the cheese, and now the boundless strike has taken away the Rubik, and all of Liquid are forced to retreat.
Heartbreak.
On the way out, Zai may be caught here. He may be sacrificed for the better good, for the triumph of Team Secret, but he is still so tanky. Finally, he dies, and they do manage to get a mega kill streak. That goes to Mickey for 700 gold, but still, 2 lanes of barracks down, buybacks thrown out there.
I'm almost certain Nisha had the cheese and then handed it off to Medusa while he was getting gone on. I'm almost certain that's what happened there, because Medusa did not have that cheese. So either way, I think that's what happened. Pretty sick play coming out there.
Well played, Nisha. Nisha currently sitting in the trees. Wukong's command, boundless strike onto Mickey. Do they have a follow-up stun? They do not. He just blinks out.
Okay.
Did they expect Yapzor to get there in time? Maybe.
Is this an opening? He has the rapier queued up on Anti-Mage. They mean business.
Oh, okay. Jump forward. They're immediately... Oh, no! That's
save.
saved from the snowball! Is that going to allow him to be able to get off the Will-O-Wisp? Oh, dear AM.
I said he was going to melt, but that was only the Medusa right-clicking you.
That was a little faster than I think any of us expected.
Including
he does
him.
have a buyback, but Koifa, he's going to use... He does have a TP.
He's going to get shit. Okay.
TP away. No
Tusk.
Walrus Punch. No Walrus Punch. No whammy.
If he had used the spider legs, I think he would have gotten there.
Yeah,
Left
maybe.
him on cooldown there.
Well, Boxy, he's going to go for a little bit of split pushing, but I don't think Secret is going to be distracted by that too much. It's time to force the buyback out of this Anti-Mage.
Zai just killing Boxy potentially?
Yeah,
Bash?
looks like he
Oh,
read
he
it.
ults, yeah.
Rolling Thunder.
Very nice to cancel the TP. Oh, he doesn't have a bash. Oh, well.
And Crimson Guard will keep Boxy alive for a time being. But either way, he's neutralizing Boxy,
This
right?
is an inevitable death as he loses his Rax top to a Medusa. Honestly, not letting him blink and not killing him is probably the best play by Zai.
Are they gonna buy back on? Okay, there it goes.
Dropping
Miko
item on
finally buys
Boxy.
back.
Boxy's dropping items. Okay. He's dead.
You gotta have a little bit of fun. Plus, he's got Boots of Travel on Zai, so now he can join the rest of his team, taking on a 4 versus 5. Last life for everybody here on Liquid. Last hold in this series.
I just love the itemization from Secret against the Anti-Mage as we see the last fight.
Mickey just getting torn apart by all that damage.
Get
he
him.
turns and blinks on his Zai, but it's still not enough. But Tubba with the godlike double kill. Nobody is going to give them beyond godlike, though. Koifa plays back into the fountain, and that's it. Just a little bit better for Liquid, but still, it was like Secret 80%